Because of one thing I said to cut ties. My childhood sweetheart, who has autism, would rather stand in the cold watching me from a distance than show her face, just because she was scared of making me mad. But in my past life, I wanted nothing to do with her because of her condition, until the accident when she ran into burning flames just to die by my side. That's when I finally understood how she felt. So the first thing I did after being reborn was go find her. The moment I showed up, Shen Bingson kept her head down, pressed her lips together, and said, "I'm sorry." Because back then, I had told her she wasn't allowed to show her face in front of me. She tried to step back and leave, but her brain and her legs weren't on the same page. She took one step back, then just froze. I was stunned for a second. Of all the things I expected our reunion to start with, an apology wasn't one of them. After that, Shen Bingson went quiet, staring at the ground, drifting back into her own world. I already knew she had autism. Before she met me, she wouldn't even speak, just zoned out staring at the floor all day. The doctor said she was completely locked in her own world, and things only started to change after I came into the picture. No matter what her parents said, she never responded. But the second I showed up, her eyes would always follow me. If her world was nothing but gray, then I was the only color in it. Eventually, she went through treatment, made a lot of progress, started opening up, and things were genuinely heading in a better direction. But after we cut ties, I stopped hearing about her, and I had no idea how she was doing now. Thinking about all that, I turned to her. "Did you come here to find me?" She kept her head down, staring at the ground. No response. I wasn't in a rush, so I just waited quietly. A minute or two passed before she gave a small nod. I asked again, "So, is there something you needed?" She shook her head. I just stood there awkwardly, as the whole situation fell into this weird silence. Forced on me. I scratched the back of my head, totally unsure what to say. Shen Bingson wasn't bothered at all, just zoning out at the ground like she could do that all day. Meanwhile, someone else was losing his mind. The driver standing by the car was so stressed he was wringing his hands and stomping his feet. "Miss, you come to Mr. Liu's school gate every single week, and now that you finally run into him, you just can't say a word? Even a simple, 'I missed you' would do." Then out of nowhere, a loud stomach growl cut right through the awkward silence. I blinked. Yep, that was definitely coming from Shen Bingson. "Hungry? You haven't eaten lunch yet?" Her lashes fluttered and she finally lifted her head, looking at me with this confused expression. "Hungry," I explained. "When your stomach growls like that, it means you're hungry." She just let out a blank little, "Oh." Then she went right back to staring at the ground. I facepalmed. I'd almost forgotten that Shen Bingson didn't think like other people. Most folks get hungry and just go eat, but that connection simply didn't exist in her head. "Come on, let's go get lunch." I smiled, took her hand, and walked her toward the cafeteria. It felt completely natural. Back in the day, I'd lead her home the exact same way when she'd zone out. Shen Bingson froze for a second, then slowly looked down at our hands locked together. After a long pause, the faintest smile crept onto her lips. The driver saw us heading off and immediately followed. The master and madam had made it clear. He was to stay by the young Mrs. side at all times, no exceptions. We hit the cafeteria right at the post-class rush, and the moment a strikingly beautiful girl walked in, every single pair of eyes in the room snapped in our direction. I was used to the stares, honestly, but Shen Bingson pressed her lips tight and scooted closer to me, clearly uncomfortable. The driver's heart dropped the second he saw her brow furrow. Because of her condition, she was extremely sensitive to being stared at. Too much attention and she could spiral, hurt herself, or even lash out at others. He broke into a jog the moment he realized something was off. I hadn't noticed anything was wrong. I just casually asked, "What do you like to eat?" Honestly, I'd never paid attention to her before, so I had no clue what she liked. Shen Bingson's head was twitching, clearly in pain, her eyes filled with agitation. But the second my voice cut through, she went still for a moment, and that restless energy just slowly faded. She stared at me blankly without answering. I knew how she was. I wasn't expecting a response anyway. I just didn't want to leave her standing there while I scrolled on my phone. So I just muttered to myself, "I remember you used to always steal the eggplant out of my bowl. Still into that? I'll grab some for you." Hearing my words, it was like a warm breeze had drifted through her. The agitation melted away, and her furrowed brows slowly relaxed.